What's up everyone? In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to assemble this bad boy. The extending Comical boxing glove gun. So if you haven't downloaded the files already, they're available on my website. They're also available for free for all my Patreon subscribers. So if you are interested, check that out. The link is below. Let's get right into it. I'm Jay, this is JBV Creative. Let's create. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take these pieces with the pins coming out of them and we're gonna line them up like this. Grab this piece with the gear and this little tab coming out of it, and that's gonna go onto this pin right here. Next, grab your middle scissor pieces. They are the thicker ones with these little flanges coming out, and you can start throwing them down onto the pins and they go like this. Start with that one and continue the line down. Make sure the flange is facing up. Now grab the gear piece that doesn't have anything coming out of it, and that will go on this end right here. Once you've got that all lined up, you can take these top tabs and those will just fit over top the pieces we just put in. And now throw C-clamps on the whole thing. Once you've got it all C-clamped, grab your knob. You can lift this thing up, and from the side that has no pins or C-clamps coming out of it, you can push this knob through these two holes right here and then C-clamp that into place as well. Now you can make sure your scissors are scissoring and get your mind out of the gutter if that sounds dirty to you. Cool, so mine's working, we can keep going. Next, grab this piece, which is this gear with the tab and the pin, and that will go through the bottom. Then you can grab this tab piece that matches. That goes over top of that, C-clamp that into place. Then you can do the same thing on the other side. The other gear piece that's straight goes from the bottom all the way through. Tab goes on top of that, C-clamp that into place. And when you're looking at it like this, you'll see that the only C-clamps showing are on those two pieces that we just put in. If it looks like that, you're good to go to the next step. So now it's time to put the scissor mechanism into the handle. Grab one of these 22mm shafts and one of these flange 22mm shafts, and you'll slide this first gear, the one that doesn't have the double, into this top hole here. Push it right against the back and use this flange shaft to hold it into place. Then C-clamp that. Then you can line up the other gear with the other hole, and the only thing to make sure here is that they're even when they're coming out, so they're looking like they're symmetric. Once you think you got it lined up, pop the other 22mm shaft in, C-clamp that into place. So you'll know it's right if it looks even. If it's kind of going down on an angle or something, you might have just gotten the teeth lined up wrong, so you can just try that again. Grab your trigger and slide that into the handle. You get the holes lined up, grab your 26mm shaft, and that will pop in, and then C-clamp that into place. Now grab your trigger connecting links, and these are the ones with the pins coming out of them. Find the pin with the shorter flange. That will go through the hole in the connecting rod with a single pin on it. Now that connection point will go through the slot in the trigger and into each of these holes in the tabs. Now grab your connecting rod with the two holes in the shorter flange. That will go on the top, just like that. Now you can grab your other connector. That will go on the bottom, and then C-clamp that baby into place. Boom, look at that. It's working. Next, you're gonna push your glove mount into the glove. So the only thing to keep in mind is this hole right here is a little bit bigger than all the other holes. That goes in this orientation. Once you pop that in, push it all the way down until it fits, and it shouldn't come out. It should be stuck in there. Start by sliding the double gear into the top hole. Use the 22mm shaft to hold that into place and C-clamp it. Then do the same thing that you did for this side. Make sure that the other gear is lined up in a symmetric orientation, so it looks even, kind of like that. And then you can pop your flange shaft into there, C-clamp it from the other side, and boom, done. Yeah. The last thing to do is, if you're gonna put this on the wall, grab your wall mount, find a good place for it, screw it into the wall, and that's it. A fun thing about this is you can technically print as many of these connectors as you want and make this thing infinitely long. So have fun with it if you want. Otherwise, I recommend this 4 configuration. It's got a great extension to it. It looks good, not too flimsy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for following along. I hope you really enjoy this one. I love this. This is super fun and it makes a great piece of art on the wall too. There is a video describing the design process for this piece, so if you're interested in checking that out, I'll see you there.